Today, I'm going to show you how to use writing for your mental health's sake. Stay tuned. I'm Mandy Joe. Welcome back to Writing with Mandy Joe, where writers like you get tips, tricks, and how-to advice every week. So be sure to subscribe and also click on the little bell because that lets you know when I go live. I'm Mandy Joe. Now let's talk about, there's a lot to talk about as far as mental health. And with writing, what does that do? Writing helps you to get those feelings out. No matter what your feelings are, whether they're happy, sad, doesn't matter. Writing is going to help you get those feelings out on the paper in a constructive manner. So, what do you use? Let's start with that. What are you going to use to do your um, writing? Well, first of all, the easiest, paper and pen. So grab your pen, grab your paper. In fact, this one I have is a nice journal. You can write, and it's got little bookmarks. So that's the easiest. Pen and paper. Okay, you don't always have it with you. What do you always have with you? Your phone. Now, I'm not going to show you an app because that's you're not going to see it. But on your phone that you always have with you, you have OneNote, you have Google Docs, you have a note app. So if you have Android, like I do, and you go into it has Google, and you click on Keep Notes, and it will have where you can add little notes right in there. It's all on your phone. It syncs with your computer. So whether it's on your tablet, whether it's on your computer, whether it's on your phone, you will always have a place for those. You can also use regular Google Docs on your computer. You can use Notepad, WordPad, OneNote. There's so many programs that you can use that are free. Or if you have a Microsoft Office subscription, you can use Microsoft Word. But you don't have to be paying for that. There's Open Office, there's LibreOffice, there's all kinds of programs for you to be able to write in what are you thinking, what are you feeling, what's going on, which takes us into when to write, whenever you can. If you've got your phone with you, write in your phone. Write, schedule it in your calendar, whether it's right when you get up in the morning, just before you go to bed, maybe it's at lunch. Schedule it whenever it fits into your schedule. And additionally, whenever something comes to mind, you can have your phone with you, you can have your notebook with you, and jot something down. It really is that basic. Now, if you have any questions, I highly encourage you to leave them in the comments. Oh, and one more thing. We are now streaming live on LinkedIn. This is the first episode over on LinkedIn. So be sure to subscribe. Where to write? Well, anywhere you can. Some people like to get into their space, is what they call it. And in that space, they like to um, have their favorite things. Maybe it's a favorite um, blanket, favorite chair, favorite pillow, and of course, you have to have your favorite pen if you're writing on paper. Now, maybe you are writing on your tablet. If you're like me and you've got a Microsoft Surface, you have a pen so you can handwrite things. It's interesting to look at that later. But you want to make sure that you are scheduling it. You want to make sure that when you are having a place to write, that that place is going to be um, comfortable for you. A place where you can sit and you can express those thoughts no matter what they are. And you don't have to worry about somebody looking over your shoulder because these are your private thoughts. Um, go someplace quiet, whether it's in your car, whether it's in a restaurant, a coffee shop, maybe it's at a park. Maybe you have a favorite place in your home that you can go to. The perfect spot is wherever you can write. Now, I know the next question is going to be what to write. You're telling me you want me to write for mental health's sake, and but where do I start? Whatever you are thinking at the moment, don't overthink this. Just write whatever comes to mind, whatever you are feeling. Maybe you had a dream or a nightmare. Um, Either way, write it down. Some of these things you'll be really amazed at. They'll all of a sudden they'll turn into more than just a brief story. You may have a whole novella or maybe an entire novel. You never know. But wherever your mind takes you, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're feeling, that is where that is what you should be writing about in your journal. And if you happen to come across something that is, say, you're out somewhere and you have a thought, and you're like, oh, I don't want to forget that. Pull up on your phone, jot it down in your notes, and refer to it later. And then during your designated writing time that you have scheduled in your calendar, you can pull out those notes and transcribe them into your tablet or into your computer, and you can have a complete story. You can have a complete journal. Nobody has to see it. You're not necessarily publishing it. When you're writing for your mental health sake, your purpose of writing is not to be published, not for anybody else to read. It is your thoughts to yourself just to get that off your chest, get it out of your mind, and go, okay, I've thought about it. These are my thoughts. This is what's going on. We're done. And hand it over. Push that aside because some things you can't do anything more for them. But you have these thoughts, you have these feelings, write it out. And there really is something to be said about putting paper and pen together. When you put that pen and that paper and you get writing out your feelings, you get writing out your thoughts, you're going to be amazed. It may be really, really hard to start, but once you get writing, once you get into the habit of it, it'll become easier and easier and easier. So I don't see any questions yet, which is fine. You can always, if you catch this on the replay, you can give me a hashtag replay to let me know you were here. And if you have any questions, you can leave that also. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to put my website in the chat. And with that, I type it right. And I'm not sure which one it will go to. If this one, I'm pretty sure that it will appear over on YouTube. I think LinkedIn, I'll have to do it after. I think. You let me know. Yep. It posted it to YouTube. So when I'm streaming this, I can put in messages, but only to certain platforms. So YouTube will let me put a comment in while I'm streaming live. LinkedIn, I will come back after this is done and I'll put in my website. In my website, there's going to be writing sessions. You can sign up for writing sessions. They're free. And with the writing sessions, we take 2 hours and we write. What do we write? You can be writing about what you're thinking, feeling, what you dreamt about, what was a nightmare recently, whatever comes to mind. Maybe you're working on a new project. But those are on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And with those, it is very easy. You just show up and write. And it doesn't matter how you're writing. We do them on Zoom, so you do need your computer or phone. But if you're going to write, you can just write pen and paper. You can write on your computer, whatever is comfortable for you. And I'm going to switch this back over to, there we go. Oh, and I can put that in the captions. I'll do that. This is where you learn along the way. Lower third. Oh, I already have one. Right there. MandyJoe.live is my website. I'm just going to leave that there. Go back to the graphics. There we go. I know it looks like I'm looking up into the air. I'm actually looking at another screen. So anyway, let's recap. So we're going to recap. Writing for your mental health. What do you use? Pen and paper, phone app, computer, whatever you got. When to write, whenever you can, plus schedule it in your calendar. If you would like to join us on Mondays at 7, let me know. Where to write, anywhere you can, whatever's comfortable, whatever's easiest for you, whether it's on the go, whether it's random thoughts, or whether it's actually sitting down someplace particular to get that writing in. And what do you write? Whatever you are thinking, feeling, dreamt about, nightmares, wherever your mind takes you. You are going to love it. It's going to be so much better. I am Mandy Joe. Thank you for joining me today for Writing for Your Mental Health's sake. Click subscribe and join me next Wednesday for Writing with Mandy Joe, where we will be talking about using OneNote for writing your book.